Estimating, approximating, and rounding. What is rounding? Rounding means making a number simpler but keeping its value close to what it was. The result is less accurate but easier to use. Let's round 1234 to the nearest 10. Draw a line to the right of the tens position. Look at the 4. Is 34 closer to 30 or closer to 40? It's closer to 30. So if that number next to the red line is a 1, a 2, a 3, a 4, a 0, a 1, 2, 3, or 4, then you round down. Let's look at the next one. We have to round to the nearest 100. Draw your line to the right of the hundreds position. Look at the 3. Is it a 0, a 1, a 2, a 3, or a 4? Then you round down. So is this number closer to 1,200 or closer to 1,300? 1,200. Now to the nearest 1,000. Draw the line to the right of the thousands position. Is 234 closer to 1,000 or closer to 2,000? It's closer to 1,000. This skill needs a lot of practice. What about this number to the nearest 10? Draw your line to the right of the tens position. If it's a 5, 6, 7, or an 8, or a 9, you have to round up. So 75 is closer to 80, so it will be 1,680. To the nearest 100, so is 675, is 75 closer to 600 or closer to 700? Closer to 700, so it's 1,700. To the nearest 1,000, just look at the 6. The 6 shows that you have to round up, so it will be 2,000. What about a number with 9s? This can be a bit tricky. To the nearest 10, so we have to round up, but then the 9 becomes a 10 and you carry the 1, so it will be 10,000. What about the nearest 100? Again, the 9 means you have to round up, carry the 1, it becomes a 10, carry the 1 again, so it's again 10,000. What about to the nearest 1,000? And the same thing happens. It will be 10,000. Approximation is applied to an existing number, now that's the actual answer, in order to find a result precise enough for a specific purpose. So we have to sometimes approximate to quickly calculate something. It's not going to be absolutely correct, but it's going to be close enough. Estimation is the mental skill of making an educated guess of the actual answer of a mathematical problem. The error is the difference between an estimate and the actual answer. Then we have to sometimes compensate, which means we have to do things that will remove the error or the damage if we want an accurate answer. Let us estimate. We have to approximate the answer for 386 plus 3,435. Let's round both numbers to the nearest 100 and then add the rounded numbers. 386 to the nearest 100 is 400, which means we made an error of plus 14. 3,435 is 3,400, which means we made an error of minus 35. So if we add the rounded numbers, we've got an estimate, 3,800. But if we want an accurate answer, we have to compensate by considering the error. And the combined error is minus 21. So we are short 21 units. So we have to add 21 to the 3,800. And then we've got an accurate answer. Subtraction can also be done in this way. 5,362 minus 2,687. You may round the second number up to 3,000. You can do this in the following way. If you round it up, we've made an error of 13 to 700 and then another 300. We've made an error of 313. So in order to compensate for this, we can add 313 to the first number. So if we add 330 to the second and the first number, the difference will stay the same. And now we've got an accurate difference, namely 2,675. There are different ways of estimating and approximating. It depends on the context and it depends on the situation.